All right, welcome to this training video. This one is over the subroutine you've got to create in your Micrologics RS500 project. Up here, you see I got a sequencer. You should have that running. What we're going to do is we're going to add this rung right here. We got to get a jump to subroutine function like you did in the compact logics. It's just going to, when this triggers basically every second or so, we have a one shot, it goes into the subroutine. So you got to create the subroutine. I labeled mine ML-EXP out. It's under file 5. And U.:5 is ladder 5. And so I've got a couple others here as we go along. You'll be creating them later, but this one right here. So yours maybe ended up being ladder 3. So whichever you do, you make it whatever you want to be, but it's got to call correctly. So create this part. Right now, you don't have to worry about anything of this. We've not got to that part in the program, so this is going to be coming later in a later module. So, but right now, you should have your sequencer up here, add a subroutine, and mine is called Micrologics Expansion Out. The reason for this subroutine is to turn on the next 8 outputs on the expansion module of the Micrologics. They should go in order. And I'm going to open up the program here. So the way I have this program here is that when it gets called to this routine every second, it's going to come down and check all this stuff. If this is off, 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 off. And down here on line 7, when the source, when all the inputs, expansion outputs module, when output slot 1 and 0 is equal to 0, it will come through and it will turn on 1, 0. All right, the next scan, next time it comes in, it'll look and say, this is on and this will be on. And as you can see, it's starting to climb up through. So I don't have it on. Let me go back online and we'll show you. All right, so there it is, 0. This is the way it should work. Scan up, and you should see, if everything is wired correctly, you should see the expansion module go from 0 down to 7. And if everything's wired correctly on your compact logics, you should see input 0 through input 7 on the expansion I/O input module of compact logics turn on. So your first program was the sequencer, turn on the 16 bits, 16 outputs of the Micrologics, verifying you had 16, the first 16 onboard inputs of the compact main controller. This now is doing the same, but it's checking our expansion modules. Are they wired correctly? Are our inputs working correctly? Are they going in the right order? So again, what this does is when output 1, 0, I bring this up here, so you can see output 1, 0, when it is equal to 0, it turns that on. Next scan, it'll be on here, it'll turn this one on. So this increments 1 output at a time during that time frame, which is called from the main. So the main, every time this thing comes on, it's on for 1 scan only, goes into there for 1 scan only, and updates this part of your program. So again, have all this, take down some notes, record this, look it back over, and this is what the jump to subroutine for the Micrologics program is about. So we're going to check these next 8 outputs, 8 inputs, make sure they're wired correctly.